Hello and welcome back to your PLR Makeover. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to a few tools that you should have in your PLR Makeover toolbox. Now, whenever you purchase PLR products, among the different items that should be included with your purchase are what are called source files. And it's these source files that you edit, and by the way, a good practice to get into is to only edit copies of the original source files. Yeah, I know, even though you could just re-download the files from the seller's site, that is, if that seller's site is still in existence, well, that does take more time than just to make a copy of the original file that's already on your desktop. Now, depending upon the type of product that you're editing, be it an audio file or an ebook file or a graphic file or even a video file, you will require different editing tools. Now, while I highly recommend the premium tools for premium output, there are free alternatives to those premium tools. Like, for example, instead of Photoshop, well, there's GIMP. You can find at gimp.org. And instead of Dreamweaver, well, there's Composer that you can find at composer.net, or something similar to that, only with a lot more bells and whistles, called NetBeans that you can find at https://netbeans.org. Or instead of the all-powerful Microsoft Office products like Word or PowerPoint, well, there's the OpenOffice suite that contains powerful Word document tools for your PDFs and ebooks, and a presentation tool for your slideshow style videos. Now, in addition to a freemium tool like GIMP, Composer, and OpenOffice, well, there are other free tools that you may want to include in your PLR Makeover toolbox, like Notepad++ if you're on a PC, or its equivalent, Sublime Text if you're on a Mac. And these two free text tools will come in real handy for simple text edits that require just a little more than what the default Notepad or WordPad or whatever the equivalent is on the Mac, that doesn't require all the power of the Microsoft Word program or the OpenOffice Writer program. And you also have a free audio editor called Audacity that can both record and edit your audio files. Now, many of these freemium tools like Audacity, GIMP, and OpenOffice are what are called open source, which means that other programmers can and do create plugins or add-ons to these programs that add more features and functionality to the already awesomeness of these tools. Now, throughout this video series, you're going to see me use most of these tools while demonstrating different editing techniques of my PLR Makeover. And by the way, Audacity, Composer, NetBeans, OpenOffice, and GIMP will all work on both Macs and PCs. Now, as far as GIMP, I'm not a Mac user, so I'm not really sure on how to install GIMP on a Mac, but I have seen tutorials online that do show how to do that, so I know it's doable. But one thing I wanted to point out is that on gimp.org, this download button here doesn't take you to the actual download file. It takes you to the download page. Just go ahead and click on that, and unless you're familiar with BitTorrents, what you'd want to do to actually download the file for a PC is click on this link here. Then navigate to the location on your computer where you want that executable file to be downloaded to. And another thing I want to mention is on Composer, whenever you download this to your computer, you're going to get a zip file. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And whenever you unzip it, open it up, you're going to get all these folders and files in here. And the only thing you really need to worry about is this one here that says Composer, and it's got this icon that looks like a little blue globe with I guess a yellow feather on it. You double click on this to open up the program. But to save you some time from having to navigate through all these folders to get to that one icon each and every time, on a PC, I'm not sure how to do this on a Mac, but on a PC, you would right click on this and then come down here and left click on Pin to Taskbar. And that'll put that icon down at the bottom of your screen, where you can then just do a single click, kind of a shortcut, to open up the program. And this is one of the programs I'm going to be demonstrating in an upcoming video whenever we get to editing our squeeze pages and sales pages. And a couple of final tools I want to mention before I close out this video is this one at alternative2.net. This is a great online tool that will help you find alternative programs to, say, premium programs. Say, for example, if I wanted to find an alternative to Camtasia Studio, which is going to be the tool that I use to edit some videos in an upcoming video in this series, all you'd have to do is just get into this box here and type Camtasia. As you can see, as I type, you get these pop-ups here. But as you can see, the small print here where it says commercial, that means it's going to cost you. Open source, that means it's not going to cost you. And of course, free, well, you guessed it, it's not going to cost you either. But let's go ahead and select Camtasia Studio just to show you how this site works. And if we scroll down, it starts to give you alternatives to Camtasia Studio, and it tells you right here if it's going to cost you some money, or if it's freemium, or if it's open source. And the final tool that I want to mention to you is a site or service like freelancer.com or fiverr.com, where you would outsource the work instead of doing the editing yourself. Now, this option is great if you've got more money than time. That said, I would still suggest that before you go and pay somebody to do the work for you, that you at least have a basic idea as to what is involved in that work, just to prevent you from getting ripped off. That's going to bring us to the end of this video on an introduction to some of the tools you're going to need for your PLR makeover. Thanks for watching, and you have a great day.